Welcome back to another episode of the Breadwinner Energy Podcast. Hello, friends. We are back with another episode, and today we're taking it a bit deeper from what we talked about last week. Last week, we talked a lot about the inner work, the mindset around money, and the mindset around and the energetics, I should say, around making money. But we're going to go even deeper today. I'm very excited for this episode and the direction that I should say, my content, my business has been going, the brand, the rebrand, all the things. And I feel like every day, every week, it gets better, it gets more fun, it gets easier, it's more in alignment. It feels like it's coming full circle and it feels so good. And I want everyone to experience the full circleness of business, of rebranding, of being on the other end of chaos and madness in your life and business. And I, if I could go back to my last year self and tell her, honestly, let go faster, like if I could tell her anything, it'd be let go faster of trying to control and hold on to things that just no longer serve you. Because the thing about it is, you're going to have this moment in life and business. Everyone will go through it or has gone through it at some point, but you will go through this. And you might even go through it multiple times. I know I've been through it multiple times, but last year was just like obviously the most recent and the most like the biggest of all of them. Um, you'll have this moment of tower moment, pivot, whatever you want to call it. And that shit is going to come crashing down with or without you. That shit is going to take you on the ride of your life. And your job is to let go of the control, the death grip of what you think it should look like and be like. And the faster you can do that, the better it will be, the faster it will come full circle, and the faster you'll be on the other end of it. And I just wish I could go back and tell my past self that as my future self, because that would have gotten me through this ride probably a lot faster. However, it just feels so good. Like if I had to go back and relive that again to get to where I am now, I would, because it created the most personal rebrand I could have ever experienced. And when I say personal rebrand, I mean this was such a level up in my own identity and my life and my relationship. Like literally every single angle and area of my life was upgraded. And it was scary and it was exhausting at some points, but this rebrand, like I am out for personal revenge. And if you follow me on Instagram, if you've been listening to the podcast, or if you've been in my world for any amount of time, you can literally see the difference. You can see it because it has manifested into reality. And there's no better feeling than when last year I had it all inside and I could feel it and I knew it was coming. But until it's actually manifested into reality, you just can't describe it to people. And it's here and it's so exciting and feels so good. So, on this podcast, we're going to be breaking down lots of things: the energetics of your next level self, the mindset, quantum leaping, quantum jumping, all the energetics plus the strategy, because that is my shit. That is my jam. That's what I'm good at. It is both. It is very much the inside, the internal work, the self identity work, the energy mixed with your next level strategy. And that's what we're going to put together today is how do these things match up? Before we get too far into this episode, I have a couple things I want to tell you. The first thing I want to tell you is that I created a 5 episode mini private podcast, and it's all about the energetics of your next level self and the energy of living your dream life. It is completely free. It's in the show notes below. You can go grab it right now and dive into all 5 episodes. And I should say, relaunched the Breadwinner Energy Academy. I cannot, I just, let me just say this. If you're going through the pivot, I need to back up because if you guys are going through this pivot, or if you're going through this like experience where you feel naked, exposed, scared, just like really in your head, but you feel yourself pivoting, I will say that one of the things I thought was a really big mistake, which in some ways I can see it is, but honestly, I had to do it this way, is that you're going to make changes. Let me just start there. There's going to be a lot of changes that probably happen. And it's okay to make those changes out loud for your audience. And I think there's some things that you will tell the world, tell your audience, tell your community, tell social media as you're going through it. Some offers you'll put out, they won't fully feel in alignment. Maybe they will at first, and then you have to pivot them, and that's okay. And then there's other things like that happened over the last year that I'm just like totally not ready to talk about yet. But what I will say is, honestly, opening up and cracking the door open on all the changes and things that were happening in real time did create lots of connection with people. And it did also create lots of authority with people because they truly saw me in a space of leadership, of being honest and real and raw and vulnerable about the process while also making really fast, quick decisions. And so I will just say, for instance, I had quite a few offer changes over the last year because I was trying to get them in the most aligned space. And honestly, had I not put them to the world, I don't know that they would have come full circle, right? Because I could have sat on these offers until I felt like they were at perfection. But it was one of those things where it like kind of had to unfold in real time. And so don't sit on the things. Like don't wait for everything to come full circle because you'll be waiting a long time. And it's honestly, sometimes you just have to put it into the world before you truly know if it was or wasn't meant to be. So I say all that to say is like, if you're going through this, don't be afraid to take people on the journey. And I think having a good barrier between what goes out to the world and what doesn't, but sometimes you just got to let it go and put it out and see what happens. And so Breadwinner Energy Academy was one of those offers that it just like, it kept, I was like so close. I was like, we're almost there, we're almost there, we're almost there. And finally, it's like, okay, this is the thing, this is the direction. And that private podcast episode will break that down into more detail of like what this looks like. But I did relaunch Breadwinner Energy Academy, and it's all about the energetics of your next level self and the energy, being an energy match for your dream life, for more money, more clients, dream business, dream relationships, all the things. It is life coaching, mindset coaching, energy coaching, subconscious reprogramming, and your nervous system. And I'm so excited about this because last year when I was going through that weird pivot, I talked a lot about this stuff. I have in my business coached on in my containers manifestation and energy for a long time and mindset for a long time. This has like always just like been my natural thing. But last year when I went in that direction and I started in that direction and then I fully backed out, and I wish I would have never backed out, but we're back, we're here, it's come full circle, and it's like literally lighting me up. It's so fun. I recorded all five podcast episodes like back to back to back to back. It was just so easy and flowing out of me. And a lot of that energy work, that mindset work, that truly understanding and reprogramming your subconscious and your nervous system to have and hold success is a non-negotiable for your next level. It is a non-negotiable in business. You cannot, I need you all to hear this. You cannot create, have, and hold large amounts of success and money without subconscious reprogramming and nervous system support. You literally just can't do it. Your body, your brain will not be in alignment with the thoughts and feelings and actions needed to take to be able to have and hold success. And I have had to work through this religiously in my business. I will say it 1,000 times over, your success in your business is parallel to the work you're willing to do on yourself and your identity. And if you can do those things, you will have and hold massive amounts of success. And so if you are the type of person that you know you need to reprogram your subconscious because you cannot get your mind drama under control, you cannot get your thoughts and feelings in alignment with your dream life, you are having a hard time manifesting, you are having a hard time having and holding success, you're having a hard time overcoming money blocks, fears, self-doubt, confidence issues, Breadwinner Energy Academy is the place we will do all of that, okay? So in this episode specifically today, I want to talk to you guys about how you do that work and then how you create a business that's in alignment with that. So if you have not yet, go down, click the private podcast, get those 5 episodes completely free, dive in, and then join Academy. And also, when you join Authority, which is the business strategy side of things, you can get Academy half off. So if you've been thinking about Authority over the last few episodes and you want both programs, you can get both programs, and Academy is half off when you join Authority. Authority is the program where we take you from biz bestie bullshit online, relatable, everyone's friend, everything's so friendly, to booked out, to a brand that people respect, to being in your leadership era, to being in your CEO era. of strategy, making better and bigger decisions for your business, your offers, your content, your messaging, your brand, your community, and your sales. So if you're like, I know I need the mindset work, I know I need to clean that shit up, I know that I cannot get my body and my subconscious mind in alignment with where I'm going, and I can't hold that frequency, that energy. And I also know that I need the strategy and the business to match that, do both programs. That is why we've bundled them, because it makes the most sense, which is where we're going to go in today's episode, which is the strategy piece. Because here's the thing, you can do all the affirmations, you can do all the journaling and all the scripting and telling yourself in the mirror how great you are, how confident you are, how perfect you are. If you have not reprogrammed your subconscious mind and your nervous system to believe that to be true, you will continue to operate out of your old thoughts and old patterns every single time. And sometimes they're so sneaky, you don't even realize it. And you're like, I want the success so bad. I'm telling myself everything is okay. I'm telling myself everything is great. But internally, your subconscious mind and nervous system don't believe it because you haven't done that work. And that is why Academy is so important. But even if you've done the work, I see this a lot too. This is the gap of you've done the work, you've done the mindset work, you've done the subconscious reprogramming, you've done the nervous system healing, or you're currently doing those things, and your business still doesn't match that energy. And your reality is constantly reflecting to you your reality. And you keep being like, I'm trying to believe and hold the belief and hold the thoughts, but my reality is not matching up to that. The results aren't matching up to that. And it's usually one of two things. Number one is when you quantum leap to a new timeline, there is a time gap between the time you jump and when that starts to manifest into reality. And so many people will wake up on their new timeline or be in their new timeline, and the people in that timeline will look the same. Usually your environments will even look the same. And you might not even be totally convinced you've jumped. So you continue to operate out of old habits, old patterns, old beliefs, or you hold the thought that you're in the new timeline, but you can't hold it that long and you go right back to your other timeline. People jump timelines all the time. It can even be in one day you're going into different timelines. In order to manifest a new reality and new results, you have to be able to hold that frequency long enough for it to manifest into reality. The other side of this is that you're still believing, like there's a piece of you that like believes it will come, it will happen, it will come, it will happen, but subconsciously you think it's going to take a long time. So even though you're working on the mindset piece, you're still not doing the actions in alignment with having that next level. So what this can look like in your business is that you're still operating out of that old version of you. So you might still be operating out of, I really believe I will have success, but I also believe success is hard. I definitely believe that I will sign clients eventually, but I also don't know how or when, and I'm waiting for that to happen. So you're pushing out this like needy energy or this lack energy or this I don't have it yet, which is again pushing out that timeline instead of operating as if it already is. This is some of the hardest work you will do, but it's really important to get your brain and your reality on that same frequency. The other thing that comes up too when it comes to your business is maybe you're even operating out of an old business model. So if your next level self has a business model of group and you're still doing one-to-one, or your business model of what you have now versus what your next level self would have is not the same. There's not alignment in the model, like in the offers or the way that you serve the offers. This can look like, when I sign 10 clients, then I will insert whatever, or I will get rid of this offer, or I will get rid of this service. Instead of saying, my next level self doesn't even have this service and I need to get rid of this service now. I need to change the way this model looks now to match that version. So many people don't want to do that because they're afraid if I remove something or I take something away or I change it, I'm going to lose it. Instead of believing and holding the belief that when I make space and I change this thing, it will open up and be in alignment with my future self to give me my future self results, right? So this could also look too like you're still maybe playing small, still undercharging, still hesitant. Maybe you're not selling enough. You're selling like a beginner. You're still convincing. You're still in hustle mode. You still believe that you need to still work hard to get to there, because then when you work hard, you'll get more money, you'll get more clients, and then you can operate as your next level self. And that's why you continue the cycle of nothing changing or continuing to go back to your old timeline and not holding your new timeline, because you're not allowing the strategy and the actual tangible pieces of your business to match that timeline. So for me, when I quantum leaped into my new timeline, my new business, my new brand, that included everything. That included new offers, new offer names, new pricing, new ways that I showed up, new content, new images, new colors, a new confidence, a new standard for how I show up, a new standard for selling, a new standard for working. And I had to think, feel, believe, and operate as if that version of me already exists to create it in my reality. Not waiting for, if I sign 20 clients, then I will update my brand photos. Then I will act as if a next level me. And so for a lot of you here, you're in the both, right? And this is exactly why I teach the both, because it is 1000% the energetics of having and holding that thought, that feeling, that energy, and also creating a business that's in alignment with that. So if you're still in the earlier phases of business, let's just say you're newer or new-ish, probably a coach, I would assume, if you're listening, or want to be a coach, life coach, business coach, whatever. And you're still under that 75K a year range, you're in the perfect place for authority. Authority is the building. It is the foundations. It is the shit you just can't skip. Whether you've been doing it, whether you have offers, whether you don't, whether you have content, whether you don't, this is the space that you start at. The reason it's the space you start at is because you have to have this piece of strategy of easy AF offers, knowing how to build a group offer or a one-to-one offer, knowing how to build your brand, your community, your sales, your messaging, content, marketing. You have to have those pieces, right? And you have to be good at them, and you have to be in your authority energy. And in that program, that's why we talk about not being the biz bestie bullshit, the relatable, the how can everyone like me, because that is not what is going to get you seen or paid like a leader and a business owner. It's what gets you liked. And I don't know about you, but I don't just want likes or comments. I want paying clients. I want my business to be a business that makes money. And that will require you to be in that space of, that's how you build your business, from that authority leadership space. And when we pair it with Academy, that's how you step into the energetics of who you're becoming and how you become that version of you who can create a business from that level, from that confidence, from that energy. Now, if you've already built a business that's 75K plus and you want to go to six and multi six figures, and you want to do it with ease, you want to do it with alignment, you want to do it with limitless ass leadership, and you probably know that there's a good amount of your business that needs burned. I'm thinking about a couple clients right now. For instance, one of my clients, six-figure service provider, but she's strapped on time. So she can't give more time. She also she like really values the quality time and paying that money back into her family. So she doesn't want to do a lot of outsourcing. She doesn't want to go agency model. And so she's kind of strapped in this middle of the business where it's not scaling, and she's kind of still playing small, especially at her level. I would say she's extremely playing small. And it needs to happen, what we talked about, is there needs to be a realignment for ease, for scaling, and for limitless leadership, where you're able to lead your life and lead your business in the way that you want, in a way that feels good and fulfilling to you, while also making more money and making more time back into your day. So if that's you and you've built the business, you've had success, you've made money, but you feel yourself on this cusp of, it needs to change, it needs to pivot. I don't love my business anymore. I don't even love maybe my niche, my offers, what I'm doing. It feels stagnant. I got to this place and I just feel like all over the place, or it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't like light me up the way that it once did. It doesn't pay me what I wanted to pay me. It doesn't give me the time and the freedom. And you are feeling like you're on this cusp of like, a rebrand is necessary because I want to get to the next level, but I just genuinely don't know how, then the Power Move Mastermind would be a place for you. So 75K and above, and you're in that space, apply for Mastermind. But if you're under that space and you still need to step into your authority ass energy and those foundations of next level you business building, Authority is the space for you, and you can join immediately. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to go check out that private podcast completely free. And I would love it if you could come over to Instagram at it's Tay Daniels _ LLC. Tell me you're listening, but also tell me what phase of business are you in? Are you missing the energetics? Are you missing those foundations, or are you scaling? Are you pivoting? Or is it like this combination of where you're at in your business? I recently told my email list that from this year on, moving forward, I am all about not only community building, but literally changing your whole fucking life so that when you're in my world, a year from now, your life is unrecognizable in the best way possible. And in order to do that, you have to show up and take massive action. And so I told my email list, if you're here to do big shit, if you're here to take massive action and not just sit on freebies and you're not really ready to step into your power, authority, energy, this is not the space for you. And if that means I lose thousands of subscribers, it is what it is. And I told Instagram, again, show up. If you're here to make massive changes in your life, in your business, and you want a big freaking life, tell me you're here. Send me an emoji. Send me tell me what you're doing. I want there to be conversation. I want there to be where I help you change your whole life. And we can't do that by sitting on the sidelines and not getting in the game. And so same goes for you if you're listening to the podcast. Are you in the game? Are you all in this year? Are you doing big shit this year? Or are you going to continue to sit on the sidelines? The choice is yours, but I can tell you right now, if you're a sideliner, this will be such an uncomfortable space for you. And I truly believe that if you are here and if you've been here, you're not a sideliner, but you're continuing to put yourself on the sidelines out of fear, out of lack of confidence or imposter syndrome. But I don't believe you're actually a sideliner, because you probably wouldn't be in my world, because I would scare the living shit out of you. So come tell me hello in the DMs at Instagram. Link is below for that. And tell me all about yourself. Tell me about your business. Tell me about the power moves you're about to make this year, because you have decided you're no longer a sideliner. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will chat with you on the next episode.